What up, family? It's your boy Amaru back with another episode of One Gotta Stay, and I'm very excited about this one because this is by far the newest panel I've had in a while. A couple of familiar faces. I've been wanting a lot of these people on for a while, and it's the first time where we've actually been able to have them on. But first and foremost, I will introduce the very first person that it is technically their day. So I'm going to say a big happy birthday to Ryan Ferguson. The quote, the man who's been on, who knows how to speak. Happy birthday, sir. Thank you for being on. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. This is a great way to spend the birthday. Granted, I had to take a midterm today, but that's out of the woods now. So now I can just partay and do whatever I want. So we're here to have some fun. So let's do it. I'm up for it.
All right. And the next, if it wasn't your birthday, there's no way I wouldn't be able to not introduce this person first. My person, Mastawal. Mastawal, my producer as well. She's actually in front of the camera today. She was the first person to say, if you don't put me on this, I'm going to be yelling at people in the chat. So now she gets to yell at people on screen. How you doing?
I'm doing good. As you can see, I got interrupted by this asshole, but I'm doing good.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm ready to get this started and fire off a few things. I came prepared. So let's get it on.
All right. And for the new faces to this channel, I'm going to start with the man over there on the other side. Mr. Brian Michaels, father to many people in in these fan leagues, or maybe just one. I don't know. How you doing today, sir? Thank you for coming up.
I don't know how many kids I have out there. Apparently, I don't know. No, I'm doing good. I mean, I've been kind of all over this community, but I have yet to be on your show, so I'm happy to try something new. We'll see how it goes.
All right. And then over to the patriarchy themselves. I don't know how to pronounce that very well, but they are over there. Adelaide Spence. Can't wait to whoop some ass on your league in a couple weeks. But how you doing?
I stressed about this way more than I probably should have. So you're going to see a lot of backpedaling and very confused talk later. But I'm happy. I've gone through like a pound and a half of Kit Kat before this even started. So I am in a great mood.
That is very good to hear. The more confusion, tears, backpedaling, and just overall hatred of me for my list, the better. So I know I'm doing my job. And last but certainly not least, a man who I've been wanting to be on the show for a while because his opinions are always fire. They blind people, including himself, apparently, right before getting on the show. Mr. J. Burns, I will not use the government name, even though I'm so happy I know it now. How you doing, sir?
Oh, man, I have been up for exactly 17 minutes. I had an interview at 8 o'clock this morning, and as soon as that was over, your boy went back to sleep. So I am not prepared. I have who I said I didn't even follow the rules. I didn't even send it to your email. I'm still looking at our messages from last night.
It is all right. It is perfectly all right, especially because I'm the one controlling this week, so I know the lists. It's been nice to not know the list, but I know it this week, so it's all good. And speaking of lists, Garth, first and foremost, he thinks he's going to hilarious. But as you can see, one of our choices is Tom Cruise, and as for the rest, we have Tom Cruise, who runs everything, basically facing the ocean screen. All of Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, and George Clooney. And for this week, it is basically if you save somebody, everybody else's work is completely gone. Directing, writing, acting, no producing, because that's just way too hard to figure that out. But if you're using producing, go ahead, that's fine, because usually it's based off of your criteria, as long as you know everybody else's crap is gone. Other than that, we are going to get started. And we are going to get started with the person who just put the cup down. Masawal, who did you pick for your number 4?
Well, you know what I was going to say. I automatically, as soon as I saw the list when you sent it out, I was like, you know what? This person could go and kick rocks. And that is George Clooney. Honestly, off the top of my head, like I can't even think of an amazing movie that he was in outside of Oceans. but that was a group effort. He wasn't the only one like carrying the movies. So, and I've seen some of his movies and I hated them. So I was like, he can go ahead and kick rocks. I have no room for him. Take it all. Like, there's not one memorable movie that I can think of. Like, Up in the Air, that was
Great.
horrible. That was boring.
That was great.
Don't even get me
That was a
started
depressing
on
It
movie.
was fucking mad depressing.
Like, I don't even get me started on that.
Okay, the Men Who Stare at Goats never watched it. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Trash.
Oh, Brother, Where Art
He's
Thou?
not the good part of that movie, though.
But the movie.
He's not the good part of that, though. You could replace George Clooney with anybody from Oh Brother Where. You could replace George Clooney with anybody, and Oh Brother Where Art Thou is still the same movie.
Thank you.
But
Thank
it's
you.
still
Also-
great, and it would be gone.
Also, it doesn't matter. He wore a bat suit with nipples. He's out.
So apparently, Jay, you also have George out. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Besides that, anybody else have George Clooney out besides Jay and me?
Yo.
because George Clooney is
He's number 4.
Out
number
at
4.
or out anywhere here.
Oh,
I had him at number 4.
I did as well.
Awesome.
And-
Great.
Y'all are on fire.
Yeah, even though I'm trying to defend him, for me,
Can't defend
I was
those
looking
bad
at his
movies,
movies.
though.
He has great movies outside of Oceans. He does have great movies
Does he,
outside of
though?
Oceans.
I don't
Does
think
he?
so.
The Descendants is all right,
Does
but
he?
like,
If you like Oceans, I'm sorry, but his best Soderbergh film and Soderbergh's best film overall is Out of Sight. George Clooney's awesome in that movie. Everyone's awesome in that movie.
Everyone is. It wasn't just him though, and he could be replaced
Almost
by
no
somebody
movie
else.
is just
who's
one
carrying
person.
that
Unless
part.
it- what, Gravity?
No,
And even that, he was a
wait.
second person.
why is Adelaide reacting like this when you know that they have them dropped at third?
Hey, you guys are forgetting the masterpiece, Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Let's
The
not do
defining
that.
movie
Yeah,
in
that
the
was a
history
let's
great
of
not do
film.
performance as the president. Yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But
Yeah.
it-
We're
it's
not going to talk
hard-
about Robert Rodriguez's mistakes.
Yeah, it's very hard for me to get rid of Oh Brother Where Art Thou. But there's Up in the Air was really really good.
No, it wasn't. It
Um,
was depressing.
But I still liked it a lot.
You
but-
can't like a movie that's utterly depressing. That's hard to do.
That's not true. People like Schindler's List.
Very true. Very true.
Schindler's List is the best movie ever made that I never want to watch again. Doesn't make it any worse than the movie, though.
Yeah.
When I get reamed for not loving Grave of the Fireflies, people love depressing movies. That has a cult behind it.
You're so basic.
Exactly. You can love a depressing movie. That should not be the defining anti against one of these choices.
Yeah. But George still goes. I'm
To each
sorry.
their own.
He
Yeah.
does. He did have the
To each their own.
George Clooney used the back credit card.
So
It's just-
blame Schumacher, not Clooney.
Now I'm gonna blame him too.
The whole movie can go.
He
That's
uses
why
a
George
credit
can go,
card and he
because I
says
don't
never
need
leave
that.
the K without it. It's terrible.
Okay, I have to trade Oh Brother We're Out There for 2 really shitty Batman movies. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I will take that trade.
Yeah. As much as I love that film, I haven't seen it in a while. So if I don't have to see it again, that's all right. Us four, any other thoughts on George before we move on to the next person?
I mean, I know, like, when I first came to the U.S., he was a big deal in the Hollywood world. And that was because of his looks. And I didn't buy into that personally as the only female in this panel. But I mean, I guess he had swag or whatever at the time where it made him popular. But as far as his work, nah. He could kick rock.
He is a dope individual, but I don't need it. I really.
He has shitty pranks. How he got clout, I have no idea, and most of his movies are mediocre.
Right.
Well, I'll say this: I don't think he hasn't done much in a long time, and he hasn't done anything great. He hasn't done anything great in a really long time. But I think that from kind of the '90s to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I thought he put together a string of really good movies where he was like you said, he's very charismatic. He's got that swag, but he really carried those movies. And is he the greatest movie star in the world? No, but I kept him in over my number 4. So.
Speaking of,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Brian, go ahead. Go ahead and say who your number 4.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon's got
You're small.
I see this
I
list.
should kick him out
I'll tell you
right
what.
now.
I see this list.
Wow.
And it was
Get him off the
easy
screen,
easy
bro.
decision. Matt Damon first con. Matt
Right.
Damon
Brian,
Except-
wait. Just because I have to like follow instructions because what she says goes.
There you go.
But
That's
after
right.
that,
Kick him off
go
the
ahead,
stage, man.
go
He
ahead and
doesn't
say
belong on
your
this stage.
Now give Brian the floor.
How
I'm sorry.
dare you get rid of Bourne movies and Goodwill freaking Hunting?
I'm just saying,
Go ahead, Brian.
in Good Will Hunting, he was good. He really fit the character, obviously, because he
Don't
wrote it.
kick me
His
off
part
again.
was
I'm
in
saying
it.
the
He
right
was really
thing.
behind it.
What are
I
you
get
doing
that.
back there in that
Shut up. I'm
booth?
talking. The adults are talking.
Get him.
The Departed.
But really, almost
Not gonna
any
give
other
him
movie,
time.
he was
Let him
Party, he
speak.
was the bad guy. I can't root
Let
for a
him
rat.
speak.
I can't root for a rat.
almost any other movie that Matt Damon is in, any other actor could have played it as good or better. I mean, Ford versus Ferrari, Contagion, The Martian, his bit part in Saving Private Ryan.
You mean that
any of those
comedy
movies,
movie, The Martian?
Anybody else could play that
Comedy
role,
movie.
and it wouldn't be any different. He's not anything great actor. The Bourne movies are all the same movie over and over again, and anybody could play that role. There's nothing about Matt Damon himself that makes me think that, oh, he needs to be the actor to keep. Absolutely not. He was easily the first choice for me to go.
Wow.
Agreed.
Anybody
Despite a
else?
couple great performances,
Man,
like
Good
Good
Will
Will Hunting,
Hunting's
I
my
would give him
top 10
that.
of all
But other than those
time, so
couple
I can't get
performances,
rid of him for that.
So,
Adelaide.
having never seen the Bourne films and having not loved Good Will Hunting, the one only time to watch it when I was fucking 12, I come from Damon from a very uneducated, really point of view on him. That being said, Matt Damon is like very high quality white bread. It's like, okay, got the best ingredients. Like, he puts out good performances. At the end of the day, he's fucking white bread. He is nothing. Like Brian said, he's very replaceable in his movies. You get a handful of other. I will also say, because I'm sure Jay's going to come back with it later. I know nothing of Kevin Smith at all. Like, he is one of those driving Smith voices that I think without him, you lose a lot of Smith's personality. Damon is someone who is just uninterested in me as an actor, so I haven't dove into his filmography like these other three. I have no shame in losing him. He's made good movies, but at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. And like, what do we lose? Good Will Hunting and Manchester by the Sea? I don't give a shit.
So I don't care about Manchester by the Sea, but you said you haven't seen Bourne. You lose all those. You lose Martian. You lose Ford versus Ferrari, which was amazing.
Bad. That's a fucking dad movie. I don't give a
Lose
shit about that
Deadpool 2.
movie.
I'm a dad, and I
With
didn't
Brad
Ragnarok.
Pitt.
Oh gosh, I forgot about
Matt Damon's in Thor in
Oh, but
Deadpool 2.
cameos alone.
Here, I checked it. There's only 2 films I miss once I lose Damon. It's Ragnarok, and he is in Unsane, which bit part doesn't really matter. I don't mind losing Damon. Nothing of his films. I'm just like, oh no, it's like that sucks.
Christina,
Oh well.
oh my God.
That's how everybody created their list, Christina.
That's revealing. Okay, Christina. Woo!
Oh,
Revealing in that corner.
No, because her list would just be Chris Evans, and Chris Evans.
Yeah.
that is very true. I don't. That's a lot to lose, though. Like way more than Clooney.
You're getting rid of
afford to lose
Clooney,
Good Will
and I will
Hunting, not
dive into
me,
that shit later.
Mm-mm.
Clooney is an immaculate filmmaker, both acting and producing and directing. Damon is a one-trick fucking pony. The most he's done is out of acting
And that
very
trick put me
generically.
to sleep.
His
Oh,
writing
yes,
there
for
are some of his
Rubicon,
films that are enjoyable.
absolutely not.
Not
Rue,
because of
have
him.
you seen Damon in Rounders?
No, I have not. I have
Dude,
not seen it.
I have,
Rounders
and
is boss.
I
That is a
forgot
good
completely about
damn
it.
movie.
That's all she told me.
It's a good movie.
Well,
But tell me, any other actor couldn't have played that role.
I disagree with you. I mean, I think over the years he's had shown a little bit of range. Now, he is kind of typecasted into one of those action movies. I will say that. Because those are the roles that kind of fit him in Hollywood. However, like if you've seen anything like The Rainmaker, I hated him in The Informant. Like I hated his character in The Informant.
Are you really going to miss The Great Wall? I mean, come on.
The Great Wall.
I didn't know we had Carrot Top on here. I didn't know we were allowed to bring props.
I didn't even think about it until I saw it sitting here. It's from a movie theater truck. Come.
He said I just had it.
Well, with that, we actually went through our fours really quickly. Because
Jeez.
going through it, 4 of us got rid of Clooney, which apparently seems to be the answer that is most dominant. But we also had Brian. Oh, I messed that up. Brian, I'll fix that later. Brian and Adelaide.
Yeah, I got rid of Clooney at 4.
Got rid of Damon. I got 3. Sure, he is. I got 3 words. Saving Private Ryan. And that doesn't matter because Matt Damon is going for the number.
Green Zone,
Okay.
Elysium.
He's going at 3. for me. He is my number 3.
I would hope anybody doesn't have it at 4 as a 3 because he should not be any higher than that for sure.
Yeah. So
Wait,
I
right.
was looking in
Ooh.
Outside of Oceans, which is one of my favorite franchises of all time.
Oh, that's a hot
And
take.
Matt Damon.
You're not what you shouldn't talk about hot takes. You
The
don't
reason-
get to talk about hot takes.
The reason he is gone for me is because I was looking at his movies. I was like, man, Martian, great. Interstellar, I loved at least. Ford versus Ferrari, absolutely. It was one of the best films of that year that came out. Elysium was okay, but at least it was entertaining. As many times as overrated as I think The Departed is amazing. Dogma is one that I'm really pissed off about that I would lose, as well as Ragnarok and some of his. But the majority of those movies I do not go back to. I am just like, I don't go back to it. I don't need to see them specifically over the other two I have in front. It was hard, but for me, Matt Damon was number 3. Anybody else also have Matt Damon as their number 3?
Nope.
Y'all insane.
This person, go on ahead.
I did. No, just because, I mean, granted, I like a few films from Matt Damon, but other than that, it's, yeah. If I never saw those films again, would I be a little bit bummed? Yeah, sure. But in a day or two, I get over it. I got nothing.
I'm just disgusted anybody has him higher than 3. That's just me.
Apparently they do. Ryan, you have no more words, which is maybe it's a birthday thing. I don't know. I'm not used to that. So since we're already doing that, since we're there, Jay, Mr. Burns, who did you have as your number 3?
Okay, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I already know it. Brad Pitt is my number 3.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Brad Pitt is my number 3. Brian's pissed. I see the Mr. and Mrs. Smith and the 7 poster behind him. Bro, okay, he's got one good cameo, and then like he's produced some shit, but there's nothing that he's done that I'm not willing to give up. Like, there really isn't. I don't care if it's the Ocean's movies. We already lost them because, people are already throwing fucking Matt Damon away. I'm fine. I'm okay with this. Brad Pitt, okay, what's his best movie? Fight Club. I'm okay getting rid of that too because people don't understand the fucking message in that movie either. So get rid of it because it's fucking problematic because people don't understand what the author fucking wanted. Fuck that movie. Fuck Brad Pitt. He's number 3.
Anybody else?
I couldn't have said it any better. Like, he said everything that I wanted to say. He plays himself basically in every movie. I feel like he doesn't have any range.
I played a blind guy who can see. My name's Joe Black.
I've never seen any. And Matt Damon plays himself in every movie he plays in.
I have to disagree because some of the movies Matt Damon
You
plays.
saying Matt Damon is a
Informant,
second-rate John
those are
Wick?
my favorite movies. Outside of course, like the whatchamacallit, Bournes and stuff. He had range. Compared to Brad Pitt, he has more range, I would say. You can hire another blonde. I mean, yeah.
I have yet to show you the movie Snatch. And
That is the one movie that really hurts getting rid of.
Oh.
But I'm still okay with it. I like Dags. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. Brad Pitt definitely has more range. I don't really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That can go, but
it's not a good movie.
But what's in the box? Snacks.
I'm okay.
Fight Club, 7, True Romance, 12 Years a
Slave.
Slave.
Fight Club is not a good movie.
Ryan, wait for the fire when it's actually on a good spot on our list, not for Jay having it way too low because he's forgetting something very crucial.
Oh my gosh! That alone is just it makes me sad. But we're gonna keep it going. And with that, we're gonna go over to Adelaide.
Okay.
Adelaide, who's your 3?
Here's where I get fucking killed, and I'm going to try and explain it very as well as possible. My number 3, after a lot of contemplation, is Tom Cruise.
Called it. Called it.
So here's my thing. I really like Cruise. I think 4 was really obvious. Fuck Damon. The top 3 were very back and forth. While I love Mission Impossible to fucking pieces, he does not interest me as an actor since like 2003. I love Minority Report. When I say of Magnolia, I really like it. Top Gun is good. I think I like The Color of Money. Again, dramatic work I'm sort of iffy on. Everything since then is very one note. I am going to dearly miss Edge of Tomorrow and Valkyrie, and a lot of his other modern shit is really good, but he's not an interesting actor. He could end his career right now and still make great movies, and that's fine.
If he ends his career, how is he still going to make great movies?
No. He has a great catalog to look back on, but nothing that's like, oh yeah, one of the greatest actors of all time. Meanwhile, my top 2 have put out some amazing performances, some of the best of their respective decade. Cruise, again, having not seen Magnolia, Cruise has not inspired me as an actor. He's nothing really special outside of, hey, I'll do crazy stunts, which, let's be honest, other stunt performers could do as well. He's a stunt performer who gets top billing.
A G5 and some money. A whole lot of money, player. No.
Mission Impossible alone.
You're weighing him on one.
I'm sorry, he did The Mummy.
Fine, I can deal with getting rid of The Mummy. But that's 6 films on top of so many other things movies you will not have anymore that I cannot understand getting rid of before any of the other 2.
There are only 2 movies that I'm mad we're losing. And that's Tropic Thunder and The Last Samurai.
That Tropic Thunder, I feel fucking terrible.
Tropic Thunder was the worst part of that movie. I hate those little.
Fuck you, Brian. No, so
he was hilarious.
Well, Brian doesn't enjoy good movies, so it's fine.
Yeah, he's just a grumpy old man.
The movie was okay. I just thought that was just stupid stunt casting, the same way like John Travolta and Hairspray was. It's just like, let's put this actor in stupid makeup.
Legitimately, Tom Cruise's best performance of the decade as Stacey Jackson, Rock of Ages. Awful movie. He's fucking perfect.
That movie can go. That's fine.
We can lose the movie. I just think I have my list of my top 2 here. I'm going to rattle off why they're my top 2. I think Cruise has like 10 good movies. He is simply outnumbered by everyone else.
I need a cocktail for that shit.
Outnumbered?
Definitely out fucking numbered.
Oh my god, I cannot.
Literally, I have people here. They're like consistent 9s or 10 out of 10s. Cruise makes a lot of 6s, a few 5s. He does make 9s, but it's few and far between.
I disagree. I think you're looking too much at everything at a critical standpoint and saying, what are the best acting performances of all time, things like that, or inspirational movies that inspire you. No, most of us are not going to do that. But he is a master at the art of entertainment. His movies are entertaining as hell, and he is the hardest working man in Hollywood.
Bro, him as Klaus von Stauffenberg in fucking Valkyrie? Gangster.
He's fucking great.
Gangster. He tries to blow up Hitler!
I wouldn't mind getting rid of that one.
You don't want to blow up Hitler, Ryan.
No. Valkyrie was not a good movie. It was just not a good movie.
What about shooting Hitler in the face with bullets? Anyway, before we get into that, we got at least one more to go for number 3. Brian, let's finish this off real quick because we need to just start going at it. Who was your number 3? You can make it as quick as long as possible.
I'll keep it pretty short because my number 3 was George Clooney, which most of them already got rid of. Because George Clooney, I do think should stay longer than Matt Damon, but I think that while he does have some great movies like Out of Sight, like Up in the Air, like Three Kings, which I really love, the Ocean's movies he has, but then you still got those sticking around thanks to Brad Pitt. He's a little bit higher, looks like. I think most of his movies could go, and I wouldn't miss them. So while there are some big ones that I'd like to keep, he can go just as long as he stays longer than Matt Damon.
Yeah, well, I had both of them gone, so that's fine with me. And with that, where we're at is at everybody's final 2. So me, Ryan, and Brian both have Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt as our number 1s and 2s. Masawal and Jay have Cruise and Damon. And Adelaide somehow still has George Clooney with everybody, but also Brad Pitt. But with that, let's see how the numbers play out. So we do have people on an island, meaning they usually would go first. However, for kind of the first time that I've had so far, it's still groups where we have two people on an island and everybody else went with a pick that I was surprised but not surprised. A lot of people chose. 4 of us picked Tom Cruise. 1 person picked Matt Damon, and 1 person picked Brad Pitt. So with that, instead of everybody going on an island, we're just gonna get in where we fit in. And Adelaide chose Pitt. They chose Matt Damon. And I'm just gonna kick us off. This was probably one of just at first the hardest ones I was gonna do because Oceans is, I said, my favorite, one of my favorite franchises ever. And I said, there's no way that 3 people from my favorite franchise are going to be outdone by the last guy, even if Mission Impossible was a part of his films. And then I started looking back and I saw Edge of Tomorrow. Damn, I don't want to lose that. And then Jerry Maguire, cool. But then I saw Minority Report and reminded myself, shit, I don't want to lose that. Then I saw Last Samurai. But the one that really did it for me, that was like, you know what? I'm sorry, Oceans. With all of that, that man in Tom Cruise in Collateral is one of the best performances I've ever seen him ever do. One of the best villains I've ever seen ever. And in general, that movie is amazing. You said he doesn't have 10s or 9s movies that go. He has 5 that are 8 or better on Mission Impossible alone. And then I said 4 more on top of that. He has more movies than Clooney has outside of Oceans. Not at all. Tom Cruise was really the only pick here to me after looking at everything. Yes, Manny, I still really haven't seen all of Fight Club, and I don't care.
Fight Club's not trash. You said yourself it's because people misunderstand the message. You cannot blame the movie for stupid people. The movie is awesome.
Right. I can't blame the movie for stupid people. I can blame stupid people for liking the movie and making it as popular as it is. Case in point. It's not a good movie, bro.
It's a great movie. You're right. It's not
a good movie.
Damn right, Ryan.
I mean, I think Fight Club is a really good movie.
Oh my god.
I almost put that one up instead.
Oh.
This is the most I've liked Ryan in a long time.
Yeah, but you chose Mr. and Mrs. Smith over Fight Club.
I chose the first one I came across.
That's the better movie.
Be aware that the things you own, they end up owning you.
Yo,
think about that.
Why?
I'm not drinking enough fucking Starbucks to have this conversation with you guys.
Think about it.
Well, tell us why you have David, because I was very surprised. I was very surprised.
Because he smoked this morning, apparently. Got Damon top.
Why?
Because he gets a puppet named after him in Team America World Police.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, God.
I fucking love that movie, dude. I fucking love that movie. That movie cracks me up. He is in 2/3 of Kevin Smith movies, and I cannot lose the Viewers universe. I'm sorry. Him in Dogma, phenomenal. Him in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, excellent. Him in Chasing Amy, the one that you kind of forget about, but he's there. Him in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, where he just comes back. And you haven't seen that yet?
I haven't seen that.
Dude, he alludes to being found in the ocean and coming back. He's like, I guess you could call this my reborn identity. Oh shit!
Yeah. He just showed a little cameo in a room. He wasn't even on set just because they wanted to shove him in the movie. He has his name on the list.
He obviously got in because he got guilted because Kevin Smith had a heart attack, and that's the only reason that movie got fucking made. We would lose one of my favorite MCU movies. We would lose Thor Ragnarok. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen, bro. He plays Loki. Dude, do you know how meta that scene is?
It is Loki meta.
Playing Loki in an MCU movie.
In front of Loki, who's playing Odin. But in the MCU episode, Thor Ragnarok was number 4 for me. So I apparently can get rid of that thing.
You suck!
I can get rid of that thing.
Who grew up with his own fucking show? Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking.
You suck!
With Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man in front of it, it was fairly easy.
Okay, that's fair.
As easy as it is to have Tom Cruise.
See, I will say now,
that's a tough one.
I will say now, I completely understand Jay's pick. I don't agree with it, but I clearly understand it because I'm looking at Matt Damon's filmography. I'm like, I could lose most of these movies, but he's just looking at basically I'm gonna lose View Askew, even though he's only in a couple of those in major roles and a couple others in cameos. But that's
Taylor,
why
what
he
are you
wants
talking
to keep him. So I
Mashed
understand why he
potato.
wants to keep him because he loves View Askew, but no way should that be kept. No way should View Askew be more important than like anything from Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt.
Anything, bro? You literally just opened the door for the Mummy movie. Fuck off.
No, I mean to get rid of all of their stuff just to keep your View Askew movies is not.
I would 100% sacrifice Tom Cruise's entire fucking works to keep the View Askew universe. But I like the View Askew more than I like Tom Cruise.
Go ahead,
So,
Adelaide.
Sorry. The second JPEG Damon, I knew I needed alcohol to get through this. So in the meantime, I am going to tell you why Brad Pitt is the actual correct choice. And actually, I made the list here. So here's the list of movies you're going to lose. Inglourious Basterds and Fury are two of the greatest war films ever made, period, end of discussion. You also lose 7 behind Brian. The Big Short, Being John Malkovich, Moneyball, Megamind, Interview with the Vampire, also with Cruise, so I'll give you that one. But you're missing Pitt's most like reputable part, his producing credits. He's a fucking brilliant producer. Looking at the 2010s alone, he has Last Black Man in San Francisco, Ad Astra, If Beale Street Could Talk, Vice, Okja, Lost City of Z, Moonlight, Selma, and The Tree of Life, and Kick-Ass, and a few other things. Like, and he also produced The Departed. So there's your fucking Damon pick. Brad Pitt is a brilliant producer on top of one of the greatest actors currently working today. You're losing a top talent for 2 franchises.
We aren't losing anything because the rules of this said we aren't considering producing. So there you go.
He didn't say we were considering it at the beginning.
Here's the thing. Even if we included producing out of all those movies that you just listed, Moonlight and Selma are the only ones I would feel bad about. The rest of them, I love Last Black Man in San Francisco. I am never watching that low-key boring ass film again. It is brilliant. Brilliant film. Jonathan Majors is the next dude up. But I'm not watching that shit again.
My thing is, he was talking about how Tom Cruise, how he's all his best stuff's behind him. He hasn't put out good stuff in a while. Let's look at the last few Brad Pitt's put out. The last one he's put out include Ad Astra, crap,
Yikes.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, War Machine, Allied, By the Sea, The Counselor. I mean, come on. I love Brad Pitt, a lot of his movies, but he has not done anything great in a long time.
As an actor, maybe as a producer, he's at the top of his game.
But we're not considering that. We don't lose.
I'm considering that's why he's my 1. You guys can dispute that. If you're like judging acting, I understand. Then Clooney's my 1. Fuck you. If we're producing, Pitt is my 1.
But wait. So you if you didn't do producing, you would have
Clooney's my 2, right? Fucking here, Rue. You know it is.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here's the thing. He doesn't make those choices to produce those movies himself. He goes to a fucking company and they tell him, these are the movies that we have that need a producer. You choose one. Cool. No, bro. Like what?
This is the only reason I give you credit. That and everything else. Pitt was my number 2 because when I saw Snatch, I was like, shit.
Man, I already said I like Dags. It's fine. Yes. Yeah, but fucking Caravan's in Periwinkle Blue. Calm down. I don't trust people who own pig farms. We get it. Snatch is a good movie.
It's a great movie, and it gave me pause.
Quiet words of the Virgin Mary. Come again.
It gave me pause, but I didn't pause that long because Tom Cruise, his volume of so many movies that are just not.
Pump out 9 fucking shitty movies and 1 good one.
After pumping out 11 really great movies,
y'all overhype Collateral too. I'm just saying.
Tom Cruise has a very consistent. I mean, like every actor, he has some misses here and there, but the vast majority of Tom Cruise's movies are great. And unlike Brad Pitt, who's producing a lot of these things in name only, basically just through his company, Tom Cruise is a hands-on producer of every single one of his movies, and he works harder than anybody in Hollywood. He pumps out these movies. He works hard. He shows up in every aspect of the movie. He takes pride in, from the writing down to the marketing. He gets himself involved in those things, and he's put out everything from entertaining stuff like Top Gun and Edge of Tomorrow and things like that, or the Mission Impossibles. But then you've also got great dramatic stuff like A Few Good Men. You got Rain Man. You got
A Few Good Men is one of the best courtroom dramas ever made.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay.
Now, granted, I'd be happy to get rid of Austin Powers Goldmember, but
you want to hear about George Clooney better than Tom Cruise? Because y'all are on drugs.
It's his movies, fam. It really is.
I'll be first to
when
admit,
it-
Brad
hold on a
Pitt
second.
and
When it
Tom
comes to
Cruise was a
Tom
very
Cruise,
tough decision for me.
It
I went
was
back
really-
and forth.
Don't bring that movie up. What are you doing? You had a great argument. You had a great argument.
Respect to Hollywood, okay?
This is why we're brothers. That's why we're brothers.
Let me just say
Oh my
this.
God.
Tom Cruise, when it comes to Tom Cruise and his work and stuff, one of the biggest factors in any movie that I go in to watch is rewatchability. Cruise's movies are rewatchable times 1,000. I can watch A Few Good Men any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Any of his Mission Impossible movies, -1 and 2, I can get rid of those. But 3, 4, 5, and 6, rewatchable as hell. Let's look at Collateral. Rewatchable as all get out. That club scene with the alternate version of Ready Steady Go by Oakenfold in that club. Watch that.
Wasn't
scene
that that's
days.
Javier Bardem? Was that Javier Bardem in the?
Well, no, not in that particular scene, but he is in the movie. Not in that particular scene, but he is in the movie in a different club scene. But rewatchability, man. That's why Cruise wins each and every single time.
Oh, and
if you want rewatchability, that's fair. I understand that. But then you're also ignoring Clooney. Tom Cruise makes rewatchable action movies. Clooney makes rewatchable movies, period. On my list here, rewatchable, I have a smaller role. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, one of the great comedies of the 90s. Up in the Air, very easily rewatchable. Fantastic, great animated movie. Ides of March, one of the greatest political dramas of the fucking decade and incredibly easy to watch. As well as he produced Ocean's 8, therefore with him you get the entire Ocean's franchise. Fuck you, Rue.
That's the only sad part I have.
Exactly.
Really
only if you're counting producing, which was not an aspect here. So.
When I count producing, he helped produce Ocean's 8, and I think he appeared in the movie as well. But I can't say.
But
for sure.
If we get rid of him, he doesn't go.
5 Mission Impossible films compared to 3 Ocean's films, which I still have equal because I love Ocean's. Ocean's 8 was cute. It was whatever. But everything 3 on for Mission Impossible are some of the greatest action movies we've ever got.
He's got a good point.
Yeah, I just think with Tom Cruise, like you have a 50-50 career. You have him in the 90s where he's a great actor, and Mission Impossible comes in that redefines his career. 2000s he's transitioning. 2010s he's a full action star. It's a lot, but also a little. Like I feel very like meandering through his filmography like that. I think Pitt and Clooney have a really wide and varying career. I think they have a lot of different things to offer you, as well as, again, I counted it producing. I think they offer a lot more than Cruise. He produces all of his own things. With Pitt and Clooney, you have a variety of other people's movies as well.
Don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it. I mean,
say that one more time.
Iota, Adelaide, but I respect it.
Boston, I'll go ahead.
Neither of those could be replaced by anybody else. Like, try to replace Tom Cruise with somebody else. I mean, that man literally bust his ass.
The Rock.
Each scene.
Every day of the week.
Try to replace him. I mean, you got so many movies after movies that, like Ryan was saying, that are rewatchable any day of the week because you truly enjoy them.
Here's the thing, like Tom Cruise does not define his movies. What you have is a stunt performer who gets paid 7 figures. That is on his own bullshit.
Didn't he do a lot of those stunts after he already had showed that he had the range?
And there were so many stunts in A Few Good Men. Yeah, okay.
Jay, in terms of The Rock, I think he's too big. He wouldn't be able to do like jump and run and do all the big things he's able to do.
No, he skyscraper. He can run and jump.
I didn't see skyscraper. He can jump with one leg, right?
Literally wearing a
I like Skyscraper for what it was.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Can't help it, man. I'm in the minority. It's fine.
Oh yeah, you are definitely in the minority.
That's fine.
Speaking of Minority Report, another one.
Not
that's a terrible movie. I could go without that one.
Oh my God, I'm okay with losing that.
Minority Report is probably number 2 on my Tom Cruise list. It is an amazing film.
Way overrated.
If we're gonna replace Tom Cruise with like another white person, like let's give a white person some shine, bro. Give it to Luke Evans or give it to Lucas Black. I'm sorry, that's an inside joke. I'm sorry. No, but you could literally replace Tom Cruise because you can replace Tom Cruise with another Scientologist. Let's replace him with Michael Pena.
Oh God.
Oh, let's not. No. See, here's the thing. The thing about this, it's not about replacing him. It's about replacing the movies. And all of those movies, he has way too many. I agree with you, Adelaide. Pitt was very, very close because one, Oceans. And again, I said it. Look, Jay, as much as you said no, me and my brother watched Food World like 50 million times. Seven in itself. Snatch is just about probably one of the top movies out of everybody's filmography, period. But just movie after movie after movie after movie for Tom Cruise. I could not do it. Tony Jaa can replace anybody in anything. That is perfectly fine.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He is not wrong. With that, Master Wall, any other final thoughts you have on these four? I'm very surprised you didn't yell at people more. I saw your face.
Because I'm in shock. Like somebody could put Clooney or Brad Pitt over Tom Cruise and Matt Damon. I'm in shock. I thought this would be an easy, okay, we agree, let's move on kind of thing, to be honest. Just based on some of the movies that Tom Cruise and Matt Damon have on their list, things that they've been in, like, I'm in shock. So that's why I'm not yelling as much. I'm in shock.
Adelaide, any final thoughts on your amazingly different picks that you had here?
Rue, I'm just going under the assumption that hopefully I can convince you to watch movies. I really recommend you watch Being John Malkovich. And
I hated it.
Okay. Good Night and Good Luck is a really solid straight drama from Clooney. It's one of the best picture nominees from 05, which is saying something. Also, yeah, Rue, I can't wait to see you play in Ansel.
Mr. Burks, final thoughts. You were the only one who picked Damon. So just I get it now. I'm with Brian. I get it. View askew. You can't lose that. It makes a lot of sense. Any other final thoughts you have before we close this out?
Yeah, man, this ain't a contest. I don't care if there's a vote, if somebody wins, if somebody loses. I picked what I wanted to pick. Brad Pitt can suck a dick. Tom Cruise can suck a dick. Fucking George Clooney and his bad nipple having ass can suck a dick too. I don't give a fuck about none of them. All of them are replaceable. Most of their movies are trash. Thank you very much.
That's the great thing about the show. No votes. It's all opinion. That's why I love doing this, because you can yell at each other. Brian, final thoughts on why you picked Tom Cruise?
I'm not sure how to follow that.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, it was fun. I almost voted with Adelaide because Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise kind of right there. The funny thing is, I would have picked Brad Pitt for an entirely different list of movies than they were, because like all the stuff I like, they didn't list, and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, I thought, I also thought that it was going to be, you know, mostly in agreement, but for completely different reasons, because I didn't think everybody liked Matt Damon that much. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is. I do kind of like that we don't vote on it though, just fight about it, and then it is what it is.
And I will give the final word on the wrap up to the birthday boy himself. A very, very toned down one. But it's all good because it's his day. He can do what he wants. Send us off before I wrap this up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say that this was a fun show. I thought to a certain degree, I agree with Master Wall. I thought we'd all in agreement that Cruise is the GOAT on this list. On this list, not of all time, but on this list, I thought we would go with TC, Tom Cruise, but apparently not. I've had some hot takes in my many decades on this planet, but some of these guys on this panel, man, you guys take it to a whole other level. But other than that, it was a fun show, and thanks for having us, man. These were good times. And by the way, this is probably one of the shows that has not taken more than – this is like less than an hour. This is almost unheard of this day and age on the internet, because things like to go more than 45 minutes, if not more than an hour. But, hey, we'll take what we can get.
I'm enjoying this because the last couple of times I've gone over an hour, I'm like, dang, this is taking a long time. So going to 45, thank you. Get in, get out.
It's good timing, man.
Even though we didn't all agree.
We trying to figure this out because I'm still working on what I got coming later. But so to wrap this up, me, Master Wall, Ryan, and Brian all kept Tom Cruise.
Wrong.
Adelaide kept Brad Pitt, and Jay kept View Askew. That's basically what he did.
That is the correct answer.
But it's okay.
And Ragnarok. Yeah, I'll skip Ragnarok.
And Ryan, you actually were not wrong. So looking at all the lists I got Tom Cruise was the number one pick 70% of the time. Absolutely nobody kept George Clooney
Rewatchability.
because 80% of the people had him going out first. Only one person kept Matt Damon. That would be Mr. Burns. Only one person kept Pitt, and that would be Adelaide. And then 20% of people had Matt Damon going out last. That'll wrap it up for this week. So let's see if I can remember my riddle for next week. It's been a little hard to put it together, but here it is. All right. If you got some time to kill next week, go ahead and put your list. It's not that much of a long shot for you to get on, but if you wait too long, you start getting freaked out, insecure, neurotic, or emotional, you might want to just hurry up, because if you wait too long, you don't exhale, you might have some problems. Then in the end, it'll still be all right. I'm done. For Ball, Adelaide, Jay, Brian, and the birthday boy. We will see y'all next week. Peace.